Okay, this is a video showing the new singing tree rope wrench by Kevin Bingham. It's made in Detroit, and it's pretty much revolutionized single rope climbing using the friction hitch and similar system that you use when you're double rope. So this is my setup. Rope wrench on top with the tether, girth hitch to a hitch climber, carabiner, DMM Ultra O, and I use a 4-wrap 3-braid ET, which keeps it quite short in there because you have to have some room in here, between here, to be able to move your hitch. So I'm going to do a climb up in the tree and demonstrate how you move it. Okay, so I'm wearing a CMI foot ascender for now until my Panton gets here. I really don't like this one for working in the tree because as you can see, it's really big and kind of bulky, and to get it off you have to actually bend down and manually unlock this cam, which sometimes is a pain. Now, to tend this while you're climbing, the easiest way to do it is what Kevin says, which is to take your lanyard. This is the nice OP lanyard that Nick made me, and you just sling it over your shoulder, such as so, and then you just clip it in to the top hole here on the hitch climber. And then what you do is you use your adjuster to adjust that so it's snug over your shoulder, and as you climb, your foot ascender pulls out the slack, and the lanyard being tight over top of your shoulder and locked into place advances both the hitch and the rope wrench. And then once you're in tree to work around, do whatever you're doing, you can simply unclip it because you need your lanyard anyway when you climb. Okay, so I just climbed up using the foot ascender lanyard system that I showed you. Pruned a couple of dead limbs out of this Manitoba maple, or box alder as they call it in the States, off, and anyway, I always said that I would never work SRT just because I didn't think it was an efficient way to work compared to DRT. Now, I'd have to say the rope wrench has made me a believer. Here is the system. Here's where I'm tied in up there, tied off below. In certain circumstances, I would probably use an anchoring running bowline with the Yosemite tie off if I didn't want my rope to be in the way. Some instances, your down rope could be in the way when you're moving around the tree, and that's kind of a pain. So you can see here I'm lanyarded into this, and here's my rope wrench system, and it's fairly simple. I'll try and do this one-handed if I can. To take up slack, you just grab underneath like you would double rope, and you just pull up underneath, and I can't really do it holding the camera at the same time. And as you lift this, the pulley will tend the hitch, and the hitch will slide against the rope wrench, and it'll go up just as in double rope. Now the only difference is when you're doing long ascents, it's easier if you have the foot ascender on to move around. It's always on your foot, so just clip it in if you got to go up more than a few feet. Coming in from a limb walk, really easy. I find that all I do is grab over the top, and I just hand over hand as far as I want till I get to a more comfortable spot, and then you pull the slack out, just as with double rope. So there you have it. This is the system, and it's truly an innovative thing. So if you haven't tried one yet, you can try it. You can get them at treestuff.com. Luke and company will set you up, and give it a try. It's really an innovative, fun way to climb, actually. So, you know, it's better to climb smart than to climb hard. What I've done, there's the rope wrench tethered to me in the tree motion, and And I've come down underneath this crotch, over this stub that I cut. I'm going to finish cutting it, but that's where this branch was rubbing on this locust. Up, around the limb on that locust, and then back up through, and it's crossed over my tie end and down to here. Now, as you know, this would be practically impossible to move, but with the rope wrench, your friction stays absolutely the same. You can see it moving here. So nothing changes. It always stays the same regardless of how many redirects you do, how many crotches you drop through. Doesn't matter. You don't want to come back in from a limb walk? Don't. Just drop through the crotch and work the other limb below it. Now you just have to make sure that while you're doing all these redirects, you have enough rope to get out. And as you can see, I have just enough rope to get out of the tree. But this is very smooth, very minute adjustments. You move it very slowly, locks right up, holds you in position, just like that. Now there's absolutely no way you could ever do that with double rope going through this mess. So normally this would be a nightmare. All these redirects and wraparounds and everything. But there it is, swinging up there and coming down. Beanie. So real quick, here's the components. Number one, the singing tree rope wrench. Here's the tether that I have, tied out of mammoth. I think it's 5mm, probably 6mm, so I'm going to get something smaller, a little smaller diameter, just so it fits a little better in here. DMM oval. Hitch climber pulley, you can use the standard or the rapide. This is the standard. I might switch and put the rapide on there. And then your hitch cord. And it's amazing how little wear and glazing is on the hitch cord when you're using the rope wrench, because it takes up some of the friction duties that a hitch normally would in a double rope system. This one is made by Nick at splicesbynick.com. Foot ascender, this is CMI. Pretty bulky, pretty big. I have a Panton that's on the way. Hopefully it gets here this week. And that's it. And this system will allow you to climb single rope, double rope.